The issue with using the dialogue from the film and cutting the lines to suit, what we tried to do is keep whole sentences rather than make a mishmash of I guess like an automated phone response thing, where we'd have to cut a word Tuesday in and it would be a different pitch. So the lead actually took edits from the film, and that gave us the lines that we needed. So even though the lines might be from a different part of the film, he would try and find a whole line, rather than just a word, and replace the whole line, and we would try and make that line work within the environment. The Prancing Pony scene was similar because we had to reference stuff that happened later in the film in the same scene, and so we just brought lines back from later on, possibly even from a different film, but it was still the same character saying it, and we were fortunate enough to get a clean pass on the audio, so there was no background noise or anything like that in there. So it was all clean audio, if delivered somewhat slightly differently than it should be. So you might have a character shouting at one point when he's not really supposed to be shouting, but you don't really notice it once it's all in there with the other sound.
Strangers from distant lands, friends of old, you've been summoned here to answer the threat of Mordor.
What are we waiting for?
It is a gift. A gift to the foes of Mordor. Why not use this ring?
You cannot wield it. None of us can. The One Ring answers to Sauron alone.
And what would a ranger know of this matter?
This is no mere ranger. He is Aragorn, son of Arathorn. You owe him your allegiance.
Gondor needs no king.
The ring is altogether evil.
It must be taken deep into Mordor and cast back into the fiery chasm from whence it came.
I will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins.
You have my sword. And you have my bow.
And my axe.
If this is indeed the will of the Council, then Gondor will see it done.
Mr. Frodo's not going anywhere without me.
We're coming too!
9 companions. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Bilbo!
The Ring-Bearer is setting out on the quest of Mount Doom.
The Fellowship awaits the Ring-Bearer.
Mordor, Gandalf. Is it left or right?
Left.
Some of the things that we're not allowed to, or are frowned upon, I should say, by our sponsors are that the products generally aren't allowed to be set on fire. We're not really allowed to stab anybody, which in a world full of characters with swords and arrows has proved a few interesting challenges. One of the other problems we have is that we can't show, or it's frowned upon showing Lego being pierced by obviously sharp objects, so arrows and swords, but that's generally when a lot of the fun things come out, is when we're not allowed to, say, have someone shot with an arrow. Say we'll have to think of several objects that we can then get approved by various parties that can be then shot into Boromir or into orcs generally.
And my axe.
If this is indeed